Call this meeting to order. Welcome everybody. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Additions to the Bible, I guess we can keep that on or just put it in the area.
I can put it in my report, or I can poll everybody
Okay.
after if need be.
Open public comment for items not on the agenda, you're limited to 3 minutes. And nobody's jumping up. Okay, minute approval. January 20th regular and January 28th special.
Can we do both of those at
We
once?
apparently forgot to.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the regular meeting minutes of January 20th, 2026, and January 28th, 2026.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Jean?
The 28th one says I was absent, but I was here. I actually made a motion.
I will correct
Oh, yeah,
that.
good.
Good catch.
Okay,
Other than that, I don't see anything else.
so that's the 20th is written and 28th with the correction. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Warrant. Ms. Jim?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 19T Accounts Payable, $39,714.85. 19T1 Accounts Payable, $35,490.07. 3S Payroll, $17,703.96. And 4S Payroll, $14,919.81.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It carries. Certificate of approval for location of a salvage yard. From Pina Auto Parts?
Yep.
Do you want to speak to it? Just,
If you guys have any questions, I can answer them.
okay.
Is this the first time we're
Uh,
doing this for you, or?
First time for me,
Yeah.
it's Larry Shippey's old business.
Oh, okay.
We bought it from him and trying to do the same thing that he was doing
Oh,
here for, I think he said, decades already. Long time.
okay. So down by the fire station?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get it. It's really continuing the use of what it's been.
And you're not going to increase the size of it?
Nope. No plans to do anything like that.
So what is the board's pleasure?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Jim?
I move that we approve the certificate of approval for location of the salvage yard at 2908 Fort Bridgeman Road.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Shall I? I'm just wondering.
She's got it just now.
Girl Scouts request for permission to sell cookies at town meeting. The Scouts are here. Can you get up?
Hello.
Yes.
You say hello? Hi.
Hi.
Hi. We're here from Troop 40907, and we're asking permission to sell cookies again on town meeting day right outside the polling area.
I have a question. Are you gonna have those little mint cookies?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a motion? Seeing that you are, do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we grant permission for the Girl Scouts to sell cookies at the town meeting.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We look forward to your cookies.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, folks.
Have a good night.
Welcome to
Have a good
town.
one.
Cemetery burial plot price increase.
Me. So,
Okay.
okay, so a little backstory, the cemetery committee's been doing a little research. We felt that it was time to raise the price of the graves on all of our cemeteries. So we're asking the select board to approve an increase in the price of a grave in the cemeteries of Vernon. A grave would be $600. If they buy a plot with 4 graves, it would be $2,400. And if, the cremation sites, we'd like to raise up to $300. If they buy a group, again, it's still gonna be $300 per. If they buy a group of 4, it's $1,200.
But each grave can have 3 bodies.
Right,
2
but we're-
cremations, 1
Right,
body.
but we're only charging for the grave, because that's what we charge for now. We don't charge for how many people can go into it. So right now, we're adjusting it to a grave.
Basically the
Thought when we,
area of land,
right,
prescribed area.
I think it's 4 by 10.
4 by 10.
Yeah.
You're the expert.
Not really. I do have some notes in my pocket.
there you go.
What is your pleasure?
So every grave is to be 600? Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And cremation sites would be 300, because they have some in there much smaller than the grave sites.
Oh, okay.
They're like
Just
little
for
4 by
cremation.
4 cremation sites.
But one
Describes.
grave can have 2 cremations in 1 body, right?
Right,
Yes, a grave.
Yes, so one
grave.
grave can actually have 3 bodies, 2 cremations and 1 full
Yeah.
body.
But I'm just dealing with the actual area
There you
of
go,
land
yeah.
and then whatever
the 4x4s and the 6x10s,
Yes,
yes.
is prescribed for that space. Okay, entertain a motion here to, I move that we increase the burial plot prices to $600 per grave and $300 for
Cremation.
cremation grave site.
Do we have a second?
Do we need to say 2,400 for
Plot.
for?
Yeah, I mean, I have it written down.
Very good.
That just, does that just multiply
That's
out?
just by 4.
Yeah.
Right, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, if
So
it's a
the
plot of 4,
600
it's 4
is-
times 6. If it's a plot of 3, it's 3 times 6.
But it's,
It's
this
grave, per
prescribed
grave.
size
Yeah.
will be the 600, and then you would just multiply out from there.
It doesn't hurt to say plot though, because in the event that we
Oh.
had formerly priced a plot,
Okay,
maybe as adding a plot in would be a good idea, just so we
Yeah,
modernize
plot of
it,
4.
in case
Okay.
we priced the plot in the past.
okay, so 600 per plot,
Per grave,
per grave.
24 per plot,
Yeah.
and 300 for a cremation site.
Do we have plots that are less
So
than or
plot
more
is
than
another
4?
prescribed size, are we saying?
Some of the older sites, I think, maybe in North have some that are bigger than 4. Yeah, Sandra's saying 6,
Okay.
but I know that in the old part, there are some that have,
And some have 2.
So maybe we keep it as grave.
and I know there are single lots, like single grave sites, so you can get a 4 by 10 that's separate from 3 others.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
what
so
you're saying.
grave site, and if they buy a plot, which consists of 4 graves,
But not necessarily.
or 3 graves or 5 graves, or how many graves a plot consists of.
I mean, I think it's probably clearer just to say, if you're buying a 4x10 grave site, it's $600.
Yeah, okay.
Because then you're just saying whether there's 6 or whether there's 4 or whether
Right.
there's 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole other set of rules.
Yeah.
There you go. Nothing sounds complicated till you start working on it.
Well, I'm trying to keep it like a
Simple.
simple thing, and you're buying this area, which is already dictated how much can go in there
Right.
by other means. We don't have to state that because that's already
Out.
mapped out.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
So,
the fiscal year.
how would you like it to sound? Did I said
For
graves?
grave, yeah.
Is that what I said?
And then $300 for, cremation.
Graves.
And could I put an addendum in there?
Go ahead.
Our committee didn't actually decide when to start the new prices.
Well, we did, but we missed the deadline. We
Okay,
were trying for January 1st, but we've missed that clearly, so.
yeah, so I personally was thinking with the new fiscal year you started, that gives them February, March, and April.
It's July 1st.
July
right?
1st
So-
is the new fiscal year, but, I mean,
It doesn't.
I don't think it relates to the fiscal year.
It doesn't really relate to the fiscal
okay,
year.
so just start it
It's not an
Effective March
expense
1st?
for us per
effective March
se.
1st?
It can be as soon as we vote on it, I would think.
Okay,
And then I can update the website. and-
okay.
Alright, we're good.
So maybe as of tomorrow.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Or
No,
to
you'll
give
stop
me
on your
time to
way home.
update what the
Whatever, or
website
a week or
states, yeah.
something, or if you wanna go March first. What works for you? What do
The
you
March
think?
1st
The March first?
Yeah.
Okay, the increasing,
Gives us a little.
to begin March first, 2026.
Thank you.
Get your gravesite
Nah.
now.
There you go. You got a
I have
month.
mine, so no worries, so.
You got a month's warning.
A little leeway for the rush for Heidi.
I can't get one because I know all this is going on.
Well, you officially now have until March 1st, so yeah.
I second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Carries. Treasurer's office changes in town meeting warrant.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for your hard work. Treasurer office changes.
To answer questions,
Are there any questions on what's going on there?
any questions on
On the treasurer's
Town meeting
office,
warrant?
I mean, there's a lot going on with the treasurer's office because we're asking it to be an appointed position with all, can I bring that up now?
Yeah.
So we're asking for that and the delinquent tax collector position to be appointed, which is quite a change for the town. Is there anything that we need to know about that? No, are we prepared to take it over in the event that it's voted on?
Yes.
We are, okay.
I mean, I also thought that I have stated it clearly that I think that there should have been an informational meeting for the people in Vernon because these people are gonna look at this and this has been going on for quite some time and we've not talked about it, we've not educated anyone about it,
Right.
and
And as a refresher, an appointed position, does that get advertised that that appointment is open?
Yes.
Okay, I was trying to remember
It's
from
like a job.
back, yeah, cause David every year gets appointed, but I thought they put it out there, and then he's only the one who comes in and does it, so he gets reappointed. But I couldn't remember if it was actually like a higher job, so it does get put out there. Would there be any specifications that the treasurer or the tax collector would have to be a Vernon resident?
I'm not sure.
'Cause that would be my preference,
If
but.
it's not elected.
I was gonna say, I don't think you can do that, it's not
Yeah.
elected.
If they're elected.
So there's 27 towns in Windham County and I called everyone and there's only one I haven't heard back from, but there's so many variations on an appointed treasurer, an elected treasurer, an appointed a delinquent tax collector, and sometimes they have the town administrator who's technically kind of like the spearhead for it, but the treasurer the town administrator is the technical tax collector, but they really just oversee the treasurer doing it. And then other places have like Dover is really different. They have like a financial planning office. And there's one town that shares a treasurer and delinquent tax collector with another town. So like there's a lot of options, honestly.
When she mentioned that, another thought come up. Right now, our elected treasurer is also the school's treasurer. Would the appointed treasurer be the school treasurer? Or would the school be hiring a treasurer at more cost to the town?
Well, the school's treasurer is by stipend, and it's a very small amount. And
Right, but
basically
for many years, it's been the town treasurer. So I don't know, would it still be the town treasurer?
I would think
If it's,
so.
if it's a hired position,
Yeah, I would think so.
they get a stipend and they get their salary?
Taxpayers'
No.
money.
Which is also what we're doing with the treasurer. If this vote doesn't pass, then we are making that a stipend position.
So the treasurer who would be elected would be statutory only, and it would be a stipend paid position. It wouldn't be a full-time or a part-time position. It would be come in, sign checks, oversee town investments, and that would be it.
It would be a stipend with benefits?
No, just a stipend.
Just a stipend?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have like a dollar figure in mind?
$2,000, and then there's also a stipend for an assistant, should they need an assistant or a backup person to sign.
Yeah, I like the backup program, always I like the backup program. I don't care what you do or where you work, you need a backup person.
Do we need ordinances for the delinquent tax collector if it becomes appointed?
I would think that'd be
A
state
policy,
statutes.
right?
I don't think ordinance.
No, I think a policy.
Policy.
Or policy,
Yeah,
okay.
policy or an
Delinquent
ordinance.
tax collector
Because
should
I
have
know
their own
Dover has
policy.
something quite comprehensive for their delinquent tax collector, which is an appointed position, so that they have guidelines for the collection, equal treatment, so they're kind of interesting, actually.
Yeah.
They're sort of the most advanced of all the towns that I've seen or talked to.
Sounds like we need to get in contact with them.
Would be a good idea,
Yeah,
if this happens,
just to see what their policies are.
I think it's Dover.
Okay, we can have time. We're going to need to go an executive session. Oh my God, this is
Are we skipping the ordinance?
But it
Um,
was
Dog ordinance
the
is
dog ordinance.
Oh,
Oh, it's an ordinance part of the executive session.
And it had a blank page, I was listed too.
contracts.
Did you see
They're
the,
the first one.
did you see the dog ordinance?
So the dog ordinance.
You seen that?
I'm sorry. The dog ordinance.
Make sure we can know the dog.
It's pretty comprehensive.
Is the dog ordinance the executive session that you're talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just like, all of a sudden, because she said she was gonna have an executive session, I said, well, you didn't talk about the dogs.
Put my glasses on so I can see it.
Do they have anything in here about emotional support dogs? No? All right, just checking. That's the thing, you-
Fall under the pet
It
care.
is
Is
a
it
thing,
that?
it's important.
That shouldn't be very large.
Wish you
No.
had been there.
Problem if they are.
This is kind of scary that they have to wear a collar with their license, because we do not keep collars on our dogs. They're in the woods, they're,
I don't know.
yeah,
It's scary if they're running in the woods, you
yeah.
get hung up.
But they're on our land, so.
If you put on the harness. If you put it on the harness.
They don't have anything on. They make it.
No, I'm just afraid of them, just getting, something.
Right, that's why I
Because I'm
don't.
taking a harness.
No, they don't have anything.
Does anybody have any questions on it? It was crafted by our town attorney after it had submitted a hybrid. Nobody in this area has a comprehensive ordinance for dog control, licensing, and so on. So he took what I had submitted to him and rewrote the whole thing from beginning to end and made it
Yes, it's all there.
pretty bulletproof. And increased the fees and in hopes that not only would we use it, but surrounding towns could also adopt it, adapt it.
Yeah, I know it's a lot more than what we had.
I wish they had something in there on the service dogs.
Like what would be the problem?
You're not even mentioned.
But I would put, well, domestic animal.
I think it's general for that purpose, so that it encompasses
Yeah.
everything.
I mean,
In
it
terms of them
includes like
fighting somebody,
CNI
it's not-
dogs and things
Yeah.
like that.
But
Those
those
are
still a
such highly
domestic
trained
animal.
though, I mean.
They shouldn't be,
yeah.
they shouldn't be having those behaviors.
Emotional support pets are really different than service animals.
Right.
Service
they
animals
are.
are really highly trained,
They are.
That's right.
but an emotional support animal, that's a question mark.
Yeah.
That's more like a pet.
But still, I think that falls under domestic pet or domestic animal. Is, you know, that's kind of the broad statement of, I think it includes all of that.
Thanks, everyone.
The airlines chewed on that for a long
Keeps the
time.
pages long.
They came up with it.
Well, I think it falls under the same thing
It
in terms
does.
of all the behaviors here,
Yes.
if they so exhibited some of these things.
I agree.
I got another one too, under definitions of vicious animal. Says
Page two on it.
Page 2. It's a animal that inflicts injury without provocation.
While running at large.
I have issue with provocation. I think it should say that inflicts injury while off the premise. With it, it's without provocation. I think it adds a layer where somebody's gonna say, well,
You're
you
picking on it.
teased the dog and he, so he bit your finger or whatever.
But that seemed to be,
But that's by running at large, not the
Mhm.
premises.
yeah, it's, the viciousness would definitely, I think, come in if a dog were to, or animal, cause injury without provocation, that's, seems to be vicious.
I think the problem you're gonna run into is somebody gonna say, how do you know the dog wasn't,
Well, you know,
You
there's
know,
always who so she
provoked.
said that, it always is.
you know, or
Because I know, I remember reading in another spot where if there was threatening behavior aimed at the dog, then it's kind of like you can't blame the dog for necessarily attacking if the person was doing something aggressive.
And this is, and the while running at large, you know, well, we could beat this thing up all day. You know, if you walk into somebody's yard and the dog runs over and bites you in his own yard, you know, it can still be considered a vicious animal.
Well, that would be without provocation. Off the premise, yeah,
So you're saying provocation is you come into the dog's territory, or what he considers his territory.
well, he's defined running at large also.
Yeah.
Why is it differentiated if a dog bites you anywhere? I don't understand that.
Yeah, right.
If a dog bites you, period, whether it's on an owner's property or not, or public property, the dog is not good. That's not a good thing.
Well, these are all the definitions, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
What about,
various
what about if a dog was in a car
language
and
and
somebody stuck their hand in the window?
That's provocation. That's my car.
I've experienced that.
I'm saying.
And my dog didn't bite them, but I thought, well, it was awful brave of you to let your two children stick their hand in
Yeah.
the car to pet my dog when you don't even know my dog.
that's right,
Crazy.
yes.
And who's to define provocation? I mean, if I stand there and I say to that dog, go home, and he charges at me, is that provocation because I moved?
Well, you're really getting into the weeds now.
That's really not hiding.
Yeah.
Just seems like it's a point where the owner of the dog might say, well, you provoked him, you know, or whatever the dog considers provocation. I think if you take it out, it means the same thing though, but it just takes that, any dog or pet or domestic animal that inflicts injury while off the premises of the old owner or while running at large is considered a vicious animal.
Well, I don't have a legal degree, so I'm not really apt to
Yes.
challenge that.
Yeah.
And I think every situation, just from what we've seen, is all sorted out with everybody's side of the situation, and it's not always completely clear cut.
Mm. So you think provocation's a good thing to leave in there?
Yeah, in terms of a vicious animal, yes.
Yeah.
Could be a ferret. It's a domestic animal.
Yep.
Or a cat.
So do we have to do something else to have an ordinance take effect?
Adopt it.
Just adopt it, it doesn't have to be publicly, what am I thinking of that needs to be like publicly warned?
Bylaws?
The ordinance does this, yeah. The policy doesn't. But in ordinance, we have to post it. right?
Post,
So that people can,
Yeah, I think it has to be posted for, I'm not sure if it's 30 days
that's what
after
I was,
adoption, for anyone to contest it.
after adoption,
Mhm.
okay.
And we could table this if anyone wants to review it further. Any questions?
Is there a splitting hairs with that?
Yes, you're splitting hairs.
All right, I'll pull my recommendation. I don't like to. I mean, everything else I've read in here is just really good.
I guess that's why I don't necessarily challenge the definitions.
well, I, on page 2, kind of clarifies the vicious animal thing. By potentially vicious.
And like, those definitions cover a lot.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot not there.
Yeah, let's table this and take it up the next one, because this is trying to read it over closely.
It's what?
So we have time to read it.
Okay.
If anyone has any questions, please email them to me and I can send them to the town attorney. With an explanation.
Now,
Executive session.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I move to find that premature general public knowledge of the pending contract would clearly place the town at a substantial disadvantage by disclosing its negotiation strategy.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye. Madam Chair, I move that we enter executive session to discuss the town's contract under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A of the Vermont statutes.
For a second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
We are in executive session, it's 7 o'clock. Okay, we went into executive session at 7 o'clock. We came out at 7:07 and no action was taken. Town admin report.
Okay, the auditors were in a few days last week and collected most of the data for the needed fiscal year 24-25 audit. The work should be complete at the end of the month, and at the end of next month, I take that back. And a draft copy should be ready I think she's saying April 10th is their target date, but I'm saying mid-April. The townwide mailing was sent out, the capital plan has been updated, the town report was completed on Thursday, sent to the printer on Monday, and we may have it delivered as early as the end of next week. And that's all I have.
You want to bring up the key?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So the key vault, we've been having issues in the cold weather with the screen, with the keypad is. That the screen is completely blank, like it's dead. However, some of the codes are still working to access keys from the key vault. So I contacted CyberKey to see if we can just replace the component, and it's over $700. It's $751.50, which is above what I can purchase without authorization. However, when I did go to unlock the back door for the meeting, I noticed that the screen was back on and it said ready. Asterisk. So I just wrote to him, I'm not sure if it needs to be replaced or if it's just the really cold temperatures, if it was just frozen, because there's absolutely no insulation. You open up that cabinet and it is just wires. There's no insulation or anything behind that. So in the event that I need to have it replaced, he said he can come out and do it for us sometime, I think this week, early next week. But I would need authorization to purchase that if need be.
So if it's replaced with the same sort of thing, is the cold gonna affect a new one?
I don't know, given that it's about 10 years old.
Yeah, what is that?
So I was thinking about that, the age of it, it's about 10 years old. I don't know the lifespan, and I know that he said that they have had some issues upstate New York with cold temperatures and some of the locks, but we didn't mention anything about the key vault.
I've been able to lock that when it's not working by holding my hand on it for a while, kind of warming it up a little bit, but it takes a while.
We've never had temperatures this cold since I've been here.
Yeah,
I've never had this kind of issue.
Yeah.
Would you like us to make a motion to approve the expenditure if needed?
It's up to you, or unless you're comfortable with me polling everybody to make sure that everyone's okay with it, and then I can just bring it to the next meeting. I'm kind of fingers crossed hoping that it doesn't need replacing now. It was just that it's been so cold. I don't think I've ever seen it like that. I was putting in codes that should be working, and not all of them were working. So now that we've had a warmer day, it seems like it's revived.
Yeah.
I just hate to spend the money if it's not necessary.
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering if, they tell you not to have your cell phones on this cold weather too. Now you've got this digital screen, so I'm not sure a new one's gonna function any better in these temperatures.
I know, and it's connected to the building, it's hardwired right to the building. I opened up the cabinet and it was just 2 wires pretty much.
What's your pleasure, board? Do you want to wait? All those in favor of waiting, raise your hand.
I guess if you feel like it's really done, it's really gotta be replaced, that you can then contact us to have permission to do that, would that work?
That would work.
Sure.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I wrote to him as soon as I sat down after unlocking the back door. Guess what? The screen's back on. Hopefully it's revived.
Thank you. And for all your work. It's wonderful. Our next meeting is on the 17th. And I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:13.